There are a couple fundamental characteristics about Donald Trump that we know to be true, that he's stupid, that he's easily enraged, that he is vengeful and holds a grudge. But when you put that all together with his new favorite word and soon to be America's least favorite word in tariffs, you get one of the worst trade wars, or maybe soon to be the worst trade war in American history, because when Donald Trump's tariff plan became official, so did the response, and the response from the rest of the world is incredibly targeted. Targeted at red states' MAG of voters who will be feeling the impact of Donald Trump's plan the most. And so now Donald Trump has his MAGA base on the right mad at him, and he also has the rest of the world on the left mad at him. And specifically in the form of Justin Trudeau, who is absolutely dropping the hammer on Donald Trump's plan and responded to it last night, which sent Donald Trump into a total meltdown that we are going to get into. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me now. Before we get into Trump's meltdown on True Social, I want to take a look at what Trudeau had to say.
Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives. Our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon, fruits and fruit juices, including orange juice, along with vegetables, perfume, clothing, and shoes. It'll include major consumer products like household appliances, furniture, and sports equipment, and materials like lumber and plastics, along with much, much more. And as part of our response, we are considering, with the provinces and territories, several non-tariff measures, including some relating to critical minerals, energy, procurement, and other partnerships. We will stand strong for Canada. We will stand strong to ensure our countries continue to be the best neighbors in the world. I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and aluminum. They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago. Together, we've built the most successful economic, military, and security partnership the world has ever seen. A relationship that has been the envy of the world. Yes, we've had our differences in the past, but we've always found a way to get past them. As I've said before, if President Trump wants to usher in a new golden age for the United States, the better path is to partner with Canada, not to punish us.
Again, none of this is surprising. It's not surprising that companies have been already steadily raising their prices in the expectation that Donald Trump was going to levy these tariffs. I remember so many Trump so many MAGA pundits saying, "Oh, there's no way he's going to put these tariffs in place." Everyone in the business community thought he would, and now he has. So that was the number one expectation. Prices were going to go up with tariffs alone. The second expectation is that there would be retaliatory tariffs, which have already started from the rest of the world. And the rest of the world, once again, looks down upon our country because Donald Trump is our embarrassment of a president. And so this is where we are in a bad stage in a bad space in the global stage in an economic catastrophe that Donald Trump is about to cause, and it's really leading him to lose his mind as we'd expect. And so he took the Truth Social and had a bit of his classic meltdown. Trump made 2 posts on Truth Social. The first reading, we pay hundreds of billions of dollars to subsidize Canada. Why there is no reason. We don't need anything they have. We have limited energy, should make our own cars, and have more lumber than we could ever use without this massive subsidy. Canada ceases to exist as a viable country, harsh but true. Therefore, Canada should become our cherished 51st state, much lower taxes and far better military protection for the people of Canada, and no tariffs now. Before we get into the second and even longer and more ridiculous Truth Social post from Trump, I want to point out the funniest part of all this tariff stuff to me. It's not even that MAGA is just now realizing that they are going to have to bear the burden of this tariff, that the additional cost for the average household in America is going to be about $1,500 to $2,000 a year because of Donald Trump's tariffs. It's not even that. Maybe it's that Donald Trump has been so incessant, and he actually broke with this and did admit the tariffs and may raise costs, but he's been so insistent saying, no, the tariffs, Canada's going to pay for it, Mexico's going to pay for it, China's going to pay, they don't raise your cost. But when it comes to oil, he decided instead of making that a 25% tariff from Canada, we're going to only do 10%. And like, Donald, if the tariffs don't raise costs, why not make the tariff on oil 1,000,000,000%? It's like, oh, are you lowering it because, it will raise costs because, people will notice if gas starts to get much more expensive, and it'll be something that you have always talked about. It cracks me up. He knows. They know. I guess the only people who don't know at this point are MAGA, like they are about to find out. And Trump's pretty upset about that again. It's why he made the second post right here. Trump wrote in his even more deranged second post, the tariff lobby, headed by the globalists and always wrong. Wall Street Journal is working hard to justify countries like Canada, Mexico, and China, and too many others to name, continued the decades-long ripoff of America, both with regard to trade crime and poisonous drugs that are allowed to so freely flow into America. Those days are over. The USA has major deficits with Canada, Mexico, and China, and almost all countries owes $36 trillion, and we're not going to be the stupid country any longer. Make your product in the USA, and there are no tariffs. Why should the United States lose trillions of dollars in subsidizing other countries? And why should these other countries pay a small fraction of the cost of what USA citizens pay for drugs and pharmaceuticals? As an example, this will be the golden age of America. There will be some pain, yes, maybe and maybe not, but we will make America great again, and it will all be worth the price that must be paid. We are a country that is now being run with common sense, and the result will be spectacular. I don't even know what's going on in his brain anymore. I don't want to laugh. I am very afraid of what this tariff plan is going to do to our economy. And like I've said a couple times recently, I voted for VP Harris, of course, because Donald Trump is a wannabe dictator now. He's acting as a dictator. He's the lowest character person in the country. He's a disaster. But I also voted for Go Harris because she had plans to make people's lives more affordable, to keep them living in dignity and security, to build out our economy, to invest in American infrastructure, to build more housing, to bring down the cost of grocery. Like, I voted for Kamala Harris because I wanted people's lives to be better, and Donald Trump is antithetical to that in every possible way. So I'm not thrilled out of my mind that, a bunch of MAGA cultists in Kentucky are going to be, paying more for eggs, or that there's countries now, I think British Columbia isn't going to be buying any alcohol exports from red states, so, it's going to hurt the bourbon industry. Like, I'm not happy about that. I don't want people to lose their jobs. I don't want union workers to lose their jobs in Pennsylvania. Like, I don't want any of this to happen. But it is like, it's kind of funny that Donald Trump in the 11th hour is like, so remember when I said those tariffs wouldn't affect price as well, actually? And like, we see this spin from MAGA out where it's now patriotic. It's patriotic to pay a little bit more for your eggs. You got to pay a little bit more for Donald Trump. Yes, sir. Like the President Biden, VP Harris, we're building an amazing economy, and it was relentless of, and sure, things were more expensive, but it was just this relentless attack on them. And now Donald Trump is throwing that all away and raising cost, and they're on board with it. It's preposterous. It's insane. And the bit there about the drugs, like, we're paying more for drugs, we're paying more for pharmaceuticals. Maybe you shouldn't undo legislation that allows Medicare and Medicaid to negotiate for prescript, like the cost of prescription drugs. You did that was day one. It's impossible with him. It's impossible. I'm going to lose it if I keep talking, so I'm going to throw to a great clip from Senator Tim Kaine, who called out Donald Trump on his tariffs.
I'll tell you, I had a suspicion about why he did that. Why race bait at a moment like this? I think the president didn't want to be asked tough questions like, why did you let Elon Musk force the FAA administrator to resign. When this crash happened, there was no FAA administrator because he had clashed with Elon Musk. Why did you scrap an aviation safety advisory committee within DHS on the second day of your presidency, saying that it wasn't related to national security? Oh, air safety is not related to national security? Why did you issue a buyout offer to include air traffic controllers when we're already short of air traffic controllers? I think the president was nervous that he was going to be asked questions about his own administration's policies that were de-emphasizing air safety, and so he decided to have everybody chase down a rabbit hole of his DEI allegations with no evidence. But I do.
We are just truly in the most insane time at this point, the most insane time with the most insane person as president. I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked every single day that this is what we're doing. I can't believe it. What are you going to, we're going to call it out. That's what we're going to do. We're going to call it out every single day. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button. You can leave a like on this video. And if you're stuck around at the end, you can drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.